This is part 2 of all the great and best and worst and dumbest and most insightful questions that investors are asking for answers to from Tesla. Let's just get into it. I'm Ryan. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. What's the next big milestone? Yes. Some analysts are claiming that Tesla orders net of cancellations came in at a rate less than half of production in the fourth quarter. This has raised demand concerns. Can you elaborate on order trends? I'm going to go back to this. No, it hasn't. Shit. I mean, come on. You think demand fell that hard, my friend? But they chewed through the backlog. That means there's less orders coming in. Hey, man, a lot of that backlog was a year old. At least 6 months in a lot of countries. No. Stop. And the price came down. Stop. I'm hesitant to call any of these people dumb, but that question is so terrible. Do you still intend to buy back shares in Q3 or 4? Still? Was that a thing? Was that something that was happening? Stop sandbagging. How confident are you that Tesla can grow deliveries in 2023 by 50% to 2 million? Yes, 100% easy. Lock it in, done. Production? Done. The factories are there. Even before Cybertruck, done. And next year, 24, is the year of the Cybertruck ramp. Oh, it's going to be, yeah. Are you considering making it possible to transfer FSD ownership? Oh, right. We already went through that. No. The answer is no. Peace among worlds. That's not, unfortunately, going to happen. When will Master Plan 3 be revealed? It's extreme scale. I don't think there's a secret to it. I don't think it's a big mystery. I think it's all the things we're already seeing, but bigger. When will 4680 cells match what we heard about on Battery Day? And the answer is when they're actually there. That's when they'll tell you they're there. And actually, it might be 3 months after that. Sometimes Tesla will make a change that's big and amazing and great, and they won't tell anyone until 3 months later so that all the inventory can clear. That's what I expect will happen, is 4680 will continue improving, and it may already be better than we realize. Maybe not in terms of energy density, but certainly in terms of longevity. There are, I believe, some secret sauce in there that we don't yet know about. Would Tesla consider investing in fledgling Aptera to get them up to production sooner, to get them? No, they won't. It's not a good fit. Aptera knows what they're doing, and they're doing it well. Aptera will be able to use Tesla destination chargers only for now. They don't have the high-speed connection. I'm very excited for Aptera. It looks like they stand a chance of making it. And I don't know if you noticed, but Aptera, Arcimoto, I've got that cool hat, which, by the way, I did pay for. I didn't get it for free. I'm going to have to go back and red letter stitch some RIP in it because they may have reached the end of the road. They're trying to raise another 12 million and they can't find it because how would that help? Would Tesla please respond to unanswered say questions, these ones, by posting responses online after the earnings call? Actually, I have an answer to that. It's right here. No, they will not. They will not do it. Peace among worlds. No, that's not going to happen because as far as I can tell, Martin Viecha is a ghost. Does he exist? Is he real? Or is he the same kind of imaginary character in fiction like the head of Tesla publicity, Elon Musk? Well, you can just tweet at these people. Yeah, I know. And I can also open a window and scream. They're not going to hear it either way. So, I know people with 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, 50,000 shares, who cannot get a word back from anyone at Tesla, not even investor relations. So no, Will they answer these questions after the earnings call? No. No. Another one I saw earlier, and I somehow must have missed it. Maybe it's this. What are you doing to improve customer service? Nothing. Nothing. Trying to build a slightly better car. Trying to build a slightly better car. I think I need to get into your questions because we've gone over already. We're nowhere close to done. Are there plans to reduce the time it takes to ramp a new factory? Yes, of course. How is Optimus going? Fine. You mentioned having monthly updates, maybe quarterly? Yeah. They're not gonna. How different is the automotive cost of goods sold of your 4 factories? Oh, that's a good one. They won't answer that one either, but the goods sold, the cost of raw materials is very good in China and more expensive everywhere else. The biggest savings in China is the parts, not the labor. But the real savings thus far has been the efficiency of the factory itself. Will Tesla produce other stainless steel vehicles? Maybe. But they won't tell us in advance because some people would stop buying. How is semi-truck production? Is it ramping? So I did get in touch with my source before I went on the show, and he said that it's not as urgent as it was before the event. Production may have slowed a little bit while they get it dialed in a little bit. It's doing all right, but it's not as... It wasn't opening the floodgates like we may have expected. Will you provide a public-facing website to submit and vote on future requests for vehicles? No. No. There are serious issues with Tesla service. What plans do you have? None. They have no plans to improve it. Well, we're going to have more service stations, more service centers. No, you're not. I mean, maybe you will, but that's not going to improve it unless they grow at a pace quicker than... I mean, it's just not a priority. It's just not a priority. Other car companies don't necessarily have better service. The one new car I bought in my whole life was a Viper. It was the most expensive car Chrysler Motors had ever built. And not only was the service terrible, the car itself had all kinds of goofy little weird problems because it was a limited run, hand-built kind of deal. One of the problems was the mirrors didn't adjust far enough. I couldn't adjust it. I had to move my head to see. And I brought it in. I'm like, can you do something about that? And the guy's like, sure, let me see what the problem is. And he sits down and he goes, oh, wow. He slides back a foot and he goes, yeah, looks good to me. I go, awesome. Why don't you roll it back up to where my stubby little legs can reach the pedals, bro? It's like, well, why would I do that? I don't know, so you can shift. Meanwhile, I've got this service tech screaming at me because where I put it wasn't the parking spot he wanted me to put it. I'm like, buddy, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tow it because I'm here for a service appointment? What? Yeah, there's terrible service everywhere. So I don't know. And another one I saw. Tesla's succession plan. Boy, I would like to know about that too. And when will the order page go live? And will you prioritize the reservation order queue? And another one I saw on that is, will you honor the reservation price for full self-driving? So just to answer a bunch of those, the price that you saw for the vehicle, not locked in. The price for full self-driving, locked in. They've said it a bunch of times. That's locked in. And then, of course, when will the order page open? It should go in order. Otherwise, if it doesn't go in order, no one will place a reservation ever again. That's why I didn't reserve. The Model Ys, once they came out, you could just get one. There was no point in having a reservation. I didn't reserve a Y, and I couldn't have afforded one anyway. But I didn't see a point because I didn't reserve a Cybertruck because the Model Ys, you could just order them and just get them. And I didn't realize that there would be millions of reservations ahead of me. Is there any plan to do a bird's eye view camera? The answer is no, because someone owns the patent on it. Who owns the patent? Apparently it's Hyundai. So this is one of them. Maybe there's other patents. This one expires in 2030. That can't be right. Surely there's an older version of this. I don't know. Oh, and another one I saw that I thought was a pretty good question was, are the superchargers going to be redesigned to accommodate the larger size of the Cybertruck? And this may surprise you, but the Cybertruck, that's 79.8 inches wide, is only 1.6 inches wider than the Model S. Interesting. Let's see, the Model X has got to be the same, right? 78.7? What on earth? Wow, it's bigger. That's crazy. It's a half-inch wider than the Model S. Okay. Why don't we address some questions before we get the fudge? I do, of course, want to, as always, thank my patrons who get early access bonus content, all kinds of goodies. If someone bought a Tesla today and had to replace the battery themselves 8 years from now, when the battery warranty expires, how much would the battery replacement cost? $2,000? Nah, it'd be way more than that. How much does a motor cost to build? Even if you have the motor, even if you buy a motor out of a junkyard, you're going to pay $2,000 just in labor to replace a motor. Battery, similarly, is surgery. So, I don't know. I don't think batteries are ever going to get super duper cheap. They're still going to be complicated, you know. Yeah, there's still costs that are associated. When will the new paint colors be in the USA? That's one further down. That's a great question. When will the new paint colors come? As soon as they're needed. Fremont can't make them. Texas can. But that's not to say that Tesla will do that in Texas yet. They might need to reserve the capacity for additional models for that. Let's see. Martin's job is to talk to Ron Barron, Kathy Wood, and other large investors. The investor relations department's job is to respond to investor questions. And like I said, people with 50,000 shares cannot get the time of day from them. And yeah, I've known people with 5 to 10 million in shares who cannot get a contact. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. That gives me concern for the survival and well-being of the company. That is not how you treat your investors. Your big, forget the little investors. Oh, yeah, Martin tweeted out, oh, would you believe there's a guy who got into the semi event who had fewer than 500 shares. So A, 500 shares is a lot of money, and B, he's the only one. Because again, people with 5 million, $10 million couldn't, it was pure chance. I think it was chance. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's, yeah. So Tesla could use to get some customer service, get some public relations, and get some investor relations. Those are 3 things that a normal company has. If Elon is annoyed that the company is not being treated like a $1 trillion company, it's not acting like a $1 billion company. So I don't know, man. You know, I get that you can get a long way by just making a product that's so good that it probably doesn't fail and there's probably enough people. But yeah. So there we go. Well, there it is, and there you go. If you want to watch the complete 30-ish minute version, head on over to the second channel, My Tesla Live, where the whole thing goes out each Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, join in the conversation. Thanks as always to everyone else. Like, subscribe, do the usual thing, and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the live channel. I only lost over 350 under 400 shares on FUV. So I sold the bulk of mine around, I want to say $2 a share, $2.50. And I will tell you, when they were riding high, I went to the factory and I saw some things that led me to believe the valuation, when it was up over 500 million, was not sustainable. And I made a video about it, saying that it's not a buy. It's probably a hold at this point. And I got lit up by the faithful. People saying, "How dare you, sir? How dare you? You've probably never even seen one in real life." And I'm like, that's me in the video. What are you talking? I don't, what the hell? So, what I've learned is every company has rabid hostile cultists. How about that? And that is present company included, I'm sure. Not you, of course, but there are real hostile people.